All right, now since we've got DevOps configured, now we can set up DevOps. So we're just going to type in DevOps here, and this is going to open it up. And the first thing we have to do is we're going to have to connect to our repo. In this demo, we're going to use GitHub, which seems to be the simplest way they've got. You can use Bitbucket too, but it seems like the flow seems to be very simple for GitHub. So I imagine that is their default provider. I imagine soon they'll be providing access to Azure DevOps for Git, but we'll see how that comes out in the future. Okay, so it's come up now, and we can click New Project, and we can just say Connect to GitHub, which will take us over. And we'll say Confirm. Okay, so now we'll create a new project. All right. We'll just call it that, and good. So what's going to happen now is it's going to create everything that we need. It will be created in Git. So if we come back to here and let me find it 1 second. All right, and here it is right here, and we'll see that it's already got all of it built out. You can see it where it came from initially. It was forked off of this DX empty, but it has all the things that are needed to make a Salesforce DevOps run, specifically this FXDX project JSON, which has all the information in it. But it creates all this for you just by connecting to it and just specifying it. So we can come into this DevOps, and we can create all of our swim lanes, which are all of our environments that we're gonna come from. And really, what we need, at least for me, like I need a development environment, obviously, and then I need a first environment that we've kind of traditionally called our UAT, which it allows me to deploy to it, but not run any tests. And I do that so that a lot of times if you deploy to an environment and the tests fail, but it works in your dev environment, it's really hard to diagnose why that test is failing. But if you have an environment you can just deploy to, you can then connect Visual Studio to it, or whatever you want to run against it, and run that test and see exactly what piece of metadata am I missing for why that test is failing. And then our next environment would be, for me, it would be like this full or release environment, which is where it gets sent to, which is like right next to production. So it's going to have the full tests are going to run. I'll be able to make sure that it looks exactly how it's supposed to look, because the next environment it goes to is production. So I've always got a dev environment and then 3 on their way to production. So I am going to get rid of this one here. And now I'm going to be saving right now. I will have these environments on their way to production. So let me add a development environment. I've got my notes here. So we'll call this dev1. It's going to flip us over to a page, and I am going to get us logged into that environment. Here, I can put in that, and I can put in this. And now I'll say allow and confirm. So we've got our first environment, which is our dev, and there's a bit of a lag to it as things are getting added. So you got to be patient that you don't kind of click away from it. So now we're going to connect to our UAT environment, and our UAT environment is going to be this guy, And it is, for this one, I'm using a scratch org, which I just created. And again, we wait. I've caught myself clicking away several times while configuring these and being stuck in a loop. There we go. So it comes back. So now our second environment is done. We're going to wait for it to specify that it's there. Okay. And then we're going to connect to I wonder if I've got a specification org. There it is. Yep, it's not in test because it's a dev. It's a demo basically that gets us connected, and then this environment is the environment I'm currently on. And you can build this DevOps anywhere as you want, and it just remotely. So you can use another environment to talk to your production environment. But for here, I am using my actual, my fake production environment into it. Okay. So now we can specify branches, right? And we'll call this stage. And main is existing branch main stage, and here we'll create a UAT. And just from a Git standpoint, what's going to happen is that we're going to create a pull request, and that pull request will go pull from development, go to UAT, and then advance it to stage, advance it to main, and then what'll happen is that the next ticket we pull, it'll use the main branch as a starting place for that next ticket. So we've got all the pieces built out now, and we can just click activate. And now what we've got is we've got a configured DevOps with all the environments necessary to build this out. So everything is there now. We've got our stages, we've got our environments, and I'm gonna stop the video here, and I'll make my next one for actually using it, actually creating something, seeing it go through the wickets, merge conflicts. One thing I want to actually I'll discuss that later. All right.